After traveling to Indiana to take on Manchester last week, Buffalo State returned for homecoming to open conference play against Alfred. Coming into the game, the Bengals had put up impressive numbers offensively, ranking 8th in total offense and 7th in points per game. Would the trend continue? Let's find out. Alfred starts off with the ball and finishes a 16-play, 75-yard drive with a 13-yard score from Tyler Johnson to Brendan Buish. A botched snap leads to a failed 2-point conversion pass attempt by Mitchell Myler, so the Saxons hold just a 6-point lead. Thanks to an Alfred drive that took 9 minutes and 20 seconds, Buffalo State's offense didn't take the field until late in the first quarter. A collapsed pocket forces Kyle Hoppy to roll left and cut back up the middle before it's off to the races. He high steps to the last defender, and it's 7-6 Buffalo State. Fear the roar! Second quarter now, Hoppy tries to zing it, but John Slasky gets a hand up and tips it to Zach Bacon, who returns it 13 yards, 13-7 Saxons. Next possession, more bad luck for Hoppy. Justin Liberta steps in front of Dave Jacobs, picking it off. Hoppy makes sure he doesn't score, pushing him out of bounds. First Alfred play off the turnover, and Marquis Artis makes his presence known. Trez Bailey sets the edge, and Artis takes down Johnson. 2 plays later, it's 3rd and 22. Johnson has no room to throw, so he buys time with his feet and gives Buffalo State a taste of the Michael Vick experience. Missed tackle after missed tackle before he chucks it deep, and Mitchell Thomas gets a gift for his team-leading second interception of the season. Trapped inside its own 5-yard line, Buffalo State goes 3 and out and punts. Joe Ryan gets a hand on it, and Alfred is set up in great field position. Alfred goes 3 and out as well, but at 3 on Trevor Mock's 38-yard field goal. Saxons take a 16-7 lead into the half. Buffalo State has the ball first out of the break, but Corey Wallace forces Rich Pete to cough it up to Andy Miller. Turnovers. Alfred has all the momentum now. Johnson's blockers clear a huge path up the middle. He shakes off Mitchell Thomas, and they're not gonna get him. 41-yard score, 23-7 Saxons. Alfred forces another 3 and out and chew up clock with an 11-play, 59-yard drive. Brendan Buish grabs his second score of the day, tapping his right foot in. Buffalo State special teams continues to be aggressive, and Mock's extra point sails wide right, 29-7. All of a sudden, the Bengals wake up. Rich Pete tries to go inside, but bounces it out for a 33-yard gain. Shaim Wingate gets flagged for the personal foul, so tack on another 15 yards. Hoppy ends the drive on the option, keeping it himself for a 5-yard score, and does a reverse somersault. Buffalo State forces a 3 and out, so they're going to come back right. Oh! John Carnegie roughs the punter. New life for Alfred? No problem. Trez Bailey applies pressure, and Johnson's pass gets tipped to former receiver turned corner, Sherman Nelson. Still has hands. With momentum now on their side, Hoppy directs the offense down the field. He hits Doherty for a 28-yard gain, move the chains. Now it's Ryan Carney's turn. Welcome back, Carney Camera. Hoppy throws it up and Carney snags it in for the score. He gets up and tells Alfred, "You can't see me." Carney's got that never give up attitude. Buffalo State forces another 3 and out. Joe McMahon punts off the side of his foot for just 10 yards. Alfred might want to consider another punter. Just saying. Starting in Alfred territory, the Saxons begin to have deja vu of last year's double overtime game. They flush Hoppy to his left, and he overthrows Billy Joyner. Turnover on downs. Alfred goes 3 and out again and inserts a new punter. He doesn't do much better. 16 yards! Who wants to win this game? Buffalo State faces a 4th and 8 now. Hoppy has Doherty in his sight, but it's just too high. Turnover on downs. Buffalo State uses all 3 timeouts and forces 4th and 5. Johnson hits Rodney Etienne over the middle, and the game is over. Buffalo State falls to 2 and 1, while Alfred improves to 3 and 0. Kyle Hoppy rushed for 2 scores and completed just 8 of 27 passes for 138 yards. Half were to Doherty. Tyler Johnson completed 17 of 27 for 163 yards, 2 scores, and 2 picks. Up next are the interviews.
Well, it's too bad. I wouldn't say we had any type of a letdown, but we didn't execute very well offensively today. And the age-old adage, the number one factor that determines the outcome of a game is turnovers, certainly is true. In a lot of ways, first of all, Alfred's a very, very good football team. But at the same time, Buffalo State had a large part to do with beating Buffalo State today because of turnovers and lack of execution at some very key times. So even with some of our youth offensively, we made some mistakes at those positions. So what's crucial now moving forward is that we learn from any of those mistakes and apply them to next week and don't make that mistake again. Because we had some mistakes at some real key times today. So we should have, there were some could-haves there, we had some opportunities. Even though I give Alfred a great deal of credit for that game. You know, we still had some opportunities. We just didn't take advantage of it.
Yeah, they threw a couple different things that kind of shut down a lot of what we had successful in the first 2 games. But we had a game plan coming in, and it's all about execution with us. Too many times we didn't execute, and drive stopped, a couple turnovers. Beat ourselves out there on offense a little bit. Our defense gave us a great game. We just got to come on next week and execute. Yeah, there was a couple times where I didn't make the right read on some plays. Just kind of had to throw it away at that point and just go on to the next play. But you know, Mike's always a sure-handed receiver, and Carney is as well. But just what I was seeing at pre-snap, I got to see that it changes after the snap goes, and that's on me to throw it to the right guy.
They brought a lot of outside pressure. They brought a lot of pressure late. They brought a lot of pressure from the inside, which made Hoppy scramble, and the D-ends would go out and just make the tackle.
It was rough. A lot of pain, a lot of rehab, but I got through it. Team stuck behind my back. Coach let me play my game, and I got out there and tried to make some plays. It was a scramble drill, so I tried to stick with my receiver as much as possible, but when I turned around, I seen the quarterback was eyeing the second receiver, so I came down to where the power was, and the ball was tipping my way, and I made a play.
The quarterback this week for Alfred, he was all right. I mean, I ain't see too many differences. We just got to contain him. That's all.
They came out with the trip stacked on one side, which wasn't game plan for us, but we figured it out, and we adjusted to it once we found out what the problem was.